Roses are red and violets are blue. How the heck am I supposed to know what I'm supposed to do? Stay tuned. Hello again, everyone. I'm Eli's dad with Project Eli, where we educate, we lead, and we inspire. Today, I'm going to help you out so that you can remember what to do. 15 rhymes for our times. Let's go. We're going to start with the ABCs and then we're going to move on from there. Let's go. Roses are red, violets are amber. Keep the main thing, and don't meander. What does that mean? That means, hey, keep your eye on the ball. Don't let yourself get distracted by all of the things that distract people in today's times. Roses are red and violets are beige. Make a plan for the day and be sure to engage. Every single day, strongly recommend quiet thinking time. Visualize your goal, visualize your dream. Make a game plan for the day, what you want to accomplish, and then make sure that you engage. Make sure that you do the most difficult things first and check them off. Roses are red, violets are coral. Being 1 out of 20 makes your thinking abnormal. You know, we talk about being a 5%, we talk about being that 1 out of 20 that's successful. Keep in mind, if it's 1 out of 20, 19 folks are not thinking the same way that you're thinking. So if you're thinking, you're saying to yourself, gee, I'm not like everybody else, that's a good thing. But, you know, most people are focused on making money. So we're going to talk a little bit about what it takes to make gold. So let's work on that. Roses are red, violets are gold. The principles of success never grow old. Principles remain the same. Technology changes. The way you go about doing things can change. Like, you know, in the old days, you would go to a dance, or you'd go to a church social or something like that if you wanted to meet somebody. Now, you get on a computer and you're meeting people, but your object is still the same. The way you go about it can be different. Principles remain the same. Keep that in mind. Roses are red and violets are gold. Choose your friends carefully. That's what I've been told. Keep in mind that you are a conglomerate of the 5 people that you hang around with the most, both socially and also in terms of financially. So if you take a look at the people you hang around with the most and that's not where you want to be, you're going to need to make some adjustments, aren't you? Roses are red, violets are gold. Stop being distracted or your success is on hold. If you don't have that singleness of purpose, that thing where you're focusing on one major thing and you are jack of all trades, that's not going to allow you to be the success that you desire and deserve. Keep that individual focus. People that are successful have one main thing. Make sure that you keep that. Roses are red, violets are gold. If you can't stand the heat of the kitchen, you're going to always be cold. You have to not be somebody that says, well, I don't want to get involved, I don't want to do this, When you see an issue, you have to be willing to step in and to accept the challenges, because if you don't, if you're always, well, I don't want to be involved, I don't want to accept that responsibility, guess what? You're going to stay exactly where you are. The people that advance in life are the ones that accept challenges and solve challenges. So you have to be able to stand the heat of the kitchen. Roses are red, violets are gold. When you follow the crowd, your choices are controlled. If you're somebody that's following the crowd all the time, you don't really have any choices because you're following the crowd. You're doing what everybody else is doing. And if you want to be like everybody else, a 95%er, that's a good strategy. If you want to be a 5%er, you have to say to yourself, I got to take a look at my choices. I have to make choices for myself. Roses are red, violets are gold. If you don't think for yourself, it's easy to be sold. Once again, you're following the crowd and you don't have very many choices because you wear what the crowd wears, you do what the crowd does. all the time, what choices do you have? It's easy to be sold because all you're doing is following what everybody else is doing. Roses are red, violets are gold is your favorite question. Have you got one rolled? If that's your favorite question, you might want to give a rethink. Roses are red, violets are gold. If you don't have at least a pair, you may as well fold. And no, I'm not talking about poker here. I'm talking about when you want to achieve something substantial. You can't do it by yourself. You need to have somebody else that is there with you. And that can be a spouse. A spouse gives you undying support. Or it can be someone as a business partner that sees things exactly the way that you do. But you need to have at least somebody else that's going to give you support during good times so you can celebrate, and during difficult times to give you encouragement to help you overcome challenges. Does that make sense? Roses are red, violets are gold. May your dreams be far-reaching and your actions be bold. You want to be a success, you've got to be a big thinker, not these little things, okay? Because anybody can accomplish the little things. Get the big thing, the big picture out there. That's what you want to have in your head. And then your actions have to be bold in order to achieve that. People say, oh, I can't believe he's doing that. And then they say, look at what he accomplished, or look at what she accomplished. If you don't have big, bold dreams and ambitions and then take massive action, it's going to be difficult to be the achiever that you desire and you deserve. Roses are red, violets are gold. Ignore your brain and it becomes mold. Hey, what happens people after they graduate from their last level of education? Typically, they stop reading, they stop being curious, they stop seeking to continuously improve themselves, they stop their personal development. You know, if you're not, your brain is a muscle. Keep that in mind. That's why that quiet thinking time is so important. You want to be using that muscle all the time. And when you stop using it, when you just wake up and let the circumstances control your life, your brain starts to turn to mush. Roses are red and violets are gold. The vision of success is a sight to behold. One of the key elements to people being successful is finding their purpose in life. My purpose in life is to help Eli get what he desires and deserves, and by teaching him the things that they don't teach you in school. You need to have a mentor, and that's a key thing. That's my vision. So once I embrace that, then it becomes easy. What steps do I want to take to see that accomplished? What steps do you have to take? So once you have that vision, then you have something to go for. If you don't have anything to go for, you're a ship without a rudder. Roses are red, violets are gold. Creativity is a myth because all we do is unfold. Stop and think about it. The Creator created everything all at once. How do we make progress as a society, as a culture? What we do is we change the things that were created and make adjustments. Does that make sense? You know, people back in prehistoric times were not thinking about rockets, but we advanced, we made progress, and then we were able to think bigger thoughts. We're able to unfold nature and have it work to our advantage. So take a look at situations as they are. Say to yourself, what can I do to make some serious changes here? Because everything that ever was is already here. Does that make some sense? Roses are red, violets are gold. It doesn't just happen to you. We've all been a-holed. What I'm saying is, hey, now, once you get out of school, you get into the real world, people are going to let you down. People are going to a-hole you, okay? It doesn't just happen to you. It happens to everybody. So what you got to do is pick yourself up and keep yourself focused on the main thing. Roses are red, violets are gold. Failure is feedback. Be sure to remold. As you go about life and you're focusing on a particular objective, you're going to run into detours, you're going to run into potholes, the bridges are going to be down. You've got to recognize that the things that you did weren't successful. That's failure. Failure is feedback. That's the infinite mind telling you, hey, you're not going about it the right way. You need to make an adjustment. So take that failure as positive feedback that you're not doing the right thing, and if you want to achieve that major objective, you're going to have to make changes. So you say to yourself, okay, I've reached a roadblock. Now I have to create a new starting line. And when you create that new starting line, you go until you reach the next detour. That is the success formula. You go, you get stopped, you refocus, you replan, you have a new game plan, what you're going to do, and then you get it. It's over and over and over. It's not one race. It's a series of sprints that make you successful. That's what the marathon is actually a series of sprints. And finally, roses are red, violets are gold. Loving my son Eli never gets old. Until we meet next time, remember, don't ration the passion, fashion the passion. I'm Eli's dad.